Hi everybody, back after a pretty crazy weekend, but it was fun. I did Ludum Dare, which was a 48-hour game competition, so we had from 8 p.m. Friday to 8 p.m. Sunday to make a game, basically from scratch. So, and I did it, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I think it was my fourth one, but I haven't actually entered in over a year, so. Let's see. Okay, here's the picture from it. The theme was a small world, and in this you could kind of like jump around the planet, and I tried to make jumping as fun as possible. So if you're interested, you can check it out on timnetatten.itch.io. It's timnetatten.itch.io/ldjam38. But I'll put a link in my Twitch feed sometime soon. I'm gonna make probably tonight after the stream, I'm gonna try and do a web build of the game. I couldn't get it to work during the competition, but they let you upload different builds later, so no problem really. And unfortunately, judging is not up yet. Otherwise, I'm planning to like play and rate a couple games every day on stream, but they say judging will start on Wednesday, so I guess we'll start then. But that's fine, we have plenty to do with our Pokemon Fire Emblem game, Tactical Lizard Tamer. So that's what we'll start on today. Or not start on, that's what I'll work on right now. Alright. Now forgive me, I obviously have been working on a different project for the last couple days, so might take me a little bit to readjust. Okay, so I kind of remember. Okay, so we had finished this part where you choose an action, then you were going to do the execution phase. And I remember I'm trying to just make it simple. Yeah, because all it does is just, if you choose a space, it just chooses an option, or it returns the option that has a move action to that space. So. Okay. And yeah, what this does. Yeah, if an action is chosen, then it sets the choice phase to complete, and then the flow manager waits until the choice phase is complete, and then it changes the turn phase to execution. Okay, I don't think I've done anything farther. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to really test it because nothing happens. I guess I could just say that we got to execution and then maybe print out the action that was chosen. I just sneezed. Okay, so we'll have this, and then in the turn option chooser, or actually be here, when it gets the list, we'll print out the action. target index to space. Alright, now I gotta blow my nose. Just 1 second. Alright. Okay. So yeah, I guess did I create these already? I'm not sure. Okay, I did. I didn't create any of these sub-managers yet. Like this. Did I create this? Okay, I did. Did I create the turn option chooser? No. Maybe I should put that here, because it's kind of like a... I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So I think that's all the classes I need. So let's press play and see what happens. Okay, so nothing is happening. Maybe I didn't hook up the click button. Yeah, the select button then. Let's see. Okay, no, I did not yet. Okay, so I don't remember where I hooked up all the input things. Okay, so it's a mouse pick raycaster. Okay, and that's in the UX. So let's make another thing for this. Doesn't really need to be a mono behavior, so this would be something like map input buttons. Alright. Is this created here? Okay, so let's create the instructor or constructor. Should have left that be choice. No, wait, where is it? Different option chooser. I'm gonna get this select button. And this should actually be on the parent. Private subscribable boolean, which we use to model a button. So what's it complaining about here? Oh, yeah, the map controller doesn't have a parent, but there's a parent here. Oh, but I actually put it in the plague. So I guess I consciously wanted to make it separate. I guess that makes sense in case the select buttons are different. Okay, so that means this. So I guess I can leave this map input button because I'm sure we'll have something, but I don't know. I'll wait until I actually need it. So I need to move this into a new folder. I don't think so. Oh, maybe it exists in the Unity, but yeah, right here, but there's nothing in it, so it doesn't show up in over here. But I guess I think play actually should go underneath map. Okay, so that works. Okay, does that work? Yeah. Okay, so we don't actually add that there, we add it in the play subcontroller. So one reason I wanted to make these part of the game logic loop instead of the Unity loop is so that I can precisely control when it updates. Do we have this already? Or what did I name it? Oh, it's ticking already. Let's add input and normal. I actually think that this should go after the mouse pick raycaster. So that way the raycaster is first, and then when you press the input button, the raycaster would have already been updated. So let's do that. Do is say select value equals Unity Engine input get key, and we'll almost certainly want to change this so that we can allow the users to rebind their keys, but for now I'm just going to hard code it to the left mouse button. I think that's all. So I don't need this separate play folder. So I thought I clicked somewhere, but nothing's happening, so we need to do a little more debugging somewhere. Oh, well, again, I forgot to register ourselves to be updated. That almost always happens to me. Okay, so callback iteration locked. Huh. Oh, I remember saying that this might be a problem. Okay, so let's see, it goes through swivel bar and then turn option chooser. So then it sets the action list. So let's just follow that, it'd be easier than go back to going backwards through the call stack. Okay, so it selects this action. Causes on selection action change to call, and it sets the choice phase to complete. Okay, so what happens, I think, is that this sets that to complete, and then my mind just went blank. Oh yeah, and then the flow manager. Okay, so this sets the turn phase execution, but then back in the choice phase manager, right here when the turn changes, it sets if it's no longer choice, then we set this to none. But the problem is that we're trying to set this state when it's still in the middle of firing the change from here, and so that raises that error. I seem to run into this problem a lot, to be honest. Maybe state machines should just create by default with the non-locking messengers. a safe message. Because what happens here, if you try to send when iteration is locked, it just adds the argument to the waiting arg queue, and then next time it updates it will send it out again. Think of an easy way to have this create function, but also let it start with those safe messengers. Let's see. So it lets you instantiate the same machine with... Okay, so I guess what I'm going to need to do actually is just have the game create these state machines instead of what am I trying to say? Instead of letting the different components just create them when needed. But also, doesn't the safe message, it doesn't... Okay. We just kind of tricked it so that it tries to go at the, and like after everything else. I wonder if I could change these to not need to be updated. If I just had them like right here, if they just called everything in the what am I trying to say, in the queue after it finishes one send, that might be okay. Of course, then you could run into like infinite loops, but I guess I can prepare against that. So yeah, I should never need to run more than that. So now it won't need to be, now it doesn't need to be an eye-ticking, so that simplifies things a lot. I guess we should also check if it's disposed here. So if not, call again or disposed, then we'd break. So let's update these. Okay, so this one's a little bit more complicated because it has the queue, but no, this will be fine. So actually what we should do is just add the argument to the queue like this, and then if not iteration log, then we go through here. Let's do the same thing right here just to make things simpler, I think. So it'll loop through here as long as this is true and it's not disposed, so we can break this off as well. Like a Sim song. Okay, and then let's see, waiting arguments dot dequeue. Oh well, no, we can't do this because if we call DQ right here, then it would actually like DQ for every subscribable, but we actually want to send each argument to each subscribable, so we got a DQ right here. That's not right. Let's what do we call this? So this one, it's a little more complicated, but you know, we might as well just add this into the normal messenger now, or the normal messages now, because it doesn't really have much overhead. I think I'll go ahead and do that right after this. Hi, Blue Era. Yeah, it's gonna be like a Pokemon game. If you played a game like Fire Emblem, where it takes place on a map, or Final Fantasy Tactics is kind of like it. So it'll be kind of like a Pokemon game on the chessboard, where there's a bunch of monsters, and then each player gives their monsters commands at once, and then they play out, kind of like a Pokemon battle. Arcs count is greater than 0, not disposed. So now I get so send args 1. Okay. Well, it's gonna be a Pokemon-like game. It's not gonna be actually using Pokemon. Like, we'll create our own little creatures. It's not gonna use any pre-existing Pokemon graphics or designs. I'd say the code is, yeah, pretty complicated. Especially because I want to add online multiplayer. So let me just take a quick look to see if the normal message has any differences that I forgot. Okay, so subscribe, yeah, just check to make sure it's not disposed. So this is the error that we've been getting. Okay, so one thing, if you dispose, I think, since I set this to null, it's gonna throw an error, so I actually want to put it afterwards. Same thing with down here. Okay. Why this normal message has this waiting? What's that for? Oh, I must have started. Oh, it's bad. I just left that. Okay, it looks like it's safe to go ahead and convert everything over. It's going to be, well, this, what you're looking at now is called C#, and the language I'm going to let mod authors use is called Lua, but it will be a little while until we get to that, I think. Okay, so, and then I could just delete this old message class, file. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we still get that error. Okay, now it looks like it's working. So let me move to 5. Let's see if it lets me move to 2. It does. And then, well, let me move to something that's not adjacent. No. Okay, good. So now I guess, so what would actually happen in the finish game now is we need to wait a little while to send all this information to the server, and then the server would... Oh, we wouldn't have to... Oh yeah, and then the server would need to find out the turn order. So there's actually quite a bit that would need to go on. But I guess it won't really be that hard to fake that for now. Oh yeah, because I actually skipped the ordering phase. Let me open up the design documents, just look over. Okay, so yeah, we did this part, or at least very barest bones of it. So now we need to do ordering. So it takes the chosen action, and then of course it needs to get every other player's chosen action and sort them. Okay. And right now I'll just kind of fake it, but okay, so this. Okay, so we got the choice phase manager. I guess I'll call this the ordering phase manager. So again, this phase is actually pretty complicated because we have to send things to the server. But right now, well actually there's only one player, so all I have to do is just like basically spit back the ordering. Or in the same order that we get it. Okay, so we can have a class here. So turn options, action list, and this should actually also have the int for the player. We don't need to set it right now really because it's not important, but I guess this options would also have player and monster, probably also the ability. but what we need now is... Okay, so every player can have one action list per turn, so I guess this would just be turn action. List ordering. Yeah, and then this is it's a lot like the turn options, but only has a list of action lists. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, because it's not the right namespace. So let's call that order. Okay, so we'll get I guess in the final version we would get some class back from the server with every player's action lists, and then we would just need to order them. Okay, but for now we'll just get the subscribable, where is it? Yeah, we'll get the selected actions, and then we'll just insert them into this action list ordering class. Okay, and then we'll also have another one of these, but except it's the action list ordering, and this would be turn action ordering. Let's create a component for this. Okay, and then we also need to get the state for the game flow. Because we know to do this whenever the game flow equals the ordering phase. So now we'll subscribe. Stop pressing weird keys, fingers. Okay, so subscribe. I have a new simple listener. And then it's on turn phase change. I guess I'll throw away the state like I do often. So switch turn phase. That's not how you spell that at all. Okay, state. Okay, so on the ordering phase. Okay, so I'll just make a new function here. Private void test create ordering. Oops. And then pretty much right afterwards we'll set the turn phase. Okay, well I guess yeah, the ordering phase manager won't do that, so I need to make another ordering state probably. Okay, so ordering, let's create a new list, and basically all we do is add the selected actions. Okay, so now I need to make this ordering phase. What do I call this? Turn phase. Okay, so choice phase. Maybe I think I should rename this sub-phase just to make it a little clearer. And this is also change the namespace. Okay, and I'll just have, basically that's all we need. Using all these state machines is probably the best way to organize this, or the interaction between all these systems, because in the chess it got really confusing with all the different messages being sent back and forth. Okay, so now we'll have ordering subphase. And then I just set that right here. Oh. Go. And then I also need to set the ordering phase to none right here if it's anything else. Okay, so Flow Manager also needs to watch. Subscribe to the ordering subphase change. basically just work the same once it gets to complete. Then it will advance to the execution phase. Actually, skipped this earlier. Okay, so alright, so let's go to the play controller and create the ordering phase manager, and then let's just test that to make sure everything works okay. Oh, why did the execution phase go first? Oh, that's actually correct. It's a little confusing because this code is executed, then all that other stuff happens, and it sets this, and then it comes back. So this debug should go before. Just want it to be in the right order, so we got ordering then execution. So the execution phase, basically all it would do is, so the ordering phase ends when we get the ordering from the server, and then the execution phase would first execute all the actions, and then I guess we'd have to wait until all the other players are done with that before we moved on, because we need to make sure there was no errors. And then after that happens, then we move on to the next phase. Yeah, basically I think after each of these phases we'll have to stop and wait for the server, so well, normally not right now, but okay, so one interesting thing actually is that these effects also can execute actions, so it's like there's going to be another execution phase after each of. Okay, well I guess there's another execution phase after the end of turn effects. I don't know if that needs to be a different phase because there's no ordering or anything. I guess we'll see when we get there, but basically every player would just call their mod and execute all the end of turn effects. And they well, if there's randomness to them, then maybe only the host should figure the effects and they'd execute them. Yeah, so maybe there does need to be two phases here actually. So we have turn effects, calculations, and then execution. this would be the reason that we need to separate it is because probably these calculations would need to be done on the host due to like any randomness the mod author creates, because every player can't execute it separately because they each get different results if there is any randomness. So then the host would send out all the calculations to the other players and then they'd all execute them here. So yeah, that's fine. I guess I was thinking a bit ahead, but just noticed that. So end of turn effects calc. Okay. So anyway, basically what we need to take away from that is that this execution can't just be some simple query, it needs to be a whole another state manager like everything else, because we will have to contact the server. I guess maybe I should start thinking about what happens if we get disconnected during any of these phases. I guess it'd be different if the host got disconnected. Then everybody would basically just have to wait around. And I guess we just freeze on whatever phase. I think every phase might have to kind of take care of it on its own, just to keep things non-buggy. Yeah, so I don't think I'll have too much problem fitting that system in when the time comes. Alright, so let's get onto the action execution. Okay, so one thing we do know is that actions can be executed in this phase and in this phase, so this part needs to be kind of independent. Okay. So basically this would we just send it an action and then it would do whatever. I'm wondering if every type of action should have its own version of this. Probably what I'll end up doing is this class will have a query just for a general action, and then maybe we'll have different sub-handlers for each type, but I guess I don't need to reference to that. Okay, so this is a query. What did we return actually? I wonder. Maybe we don't return anything and it's just a command. And we just send an action. Okay, so this is execute action command. So there we go, let's create this function. Alright, so now we got that all set up. And then we'll do something like switch action type. There's actually more types that we have in the design document that I didn't put there, but I think there's enough that we probably should move them out into different classes. So I'll go ahead and, I was thinking that maybe I would just put in a separate function, but just to make things quicker for now, but I don't know, why not just start it right away. Okay, so this is the move action executor. Take this subcontroller again. There's got to be some way that you can set up to always start with this instead of assets, but I guess the namespace wasn't taken into account, or the way Unity does its file structure when Visual Studio is created. Okay, so how we'll do this is we'll have an interface here. Sub executor. Or it can actually just be a type. Okay, and we'll have it return a boolean if it's successful. So this will be action executor. There we go. I guess we can put these in a separate folder because there's no reason for them to be exposed to everything else. Okay, so action executors. so what do we need to do to actually execute this action? I guess I'll just return false for now. Okay, so we have a dictionary of type. I guess it can be a list, huh? So still know what those triple dots mean. Doesn't seem like you can do anything with them, but I noticed ever since I updated Visual Studio they've been appearing sometimes. You can see right there below the T and Y. Doesn't seem like you can click on it anyway. Anyway, so these are alright, and then alright, so if I try to if I just did something like this, it's going to throw an error because the list is too small. Alright, I have to say new, of course. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I used to have a class that was like list extensions. I don't know why I didn't add it to my Beluga library. I have it right here. Oh yeah, they're right here. I wonder why they didn't show up when I tried to use them earlier. Oh well. Okay, so how you use that is you just call the safe set function, and so it's basically the same as setting it like this, except it won't throw an error if you go outside the bounds, because it will expand the list for you. Okay, so and then I guess we don't have to do a switch anymore. We just call type. I guess success equals type executors. I guess I should actually check this, make sure this is in bounds, but okay, so let's see. So we can do the same thing. We have a safe get, which will just return null if it's out of bounds. Alright, so dual success, keep spelling that wrong, equals false. And then if it's not success, we need to handle that some way, but I think for now I'll just throw an error. Or not even throw an error, just log an error in Unity. good enough for now, I think. Okay, so what do I need to do to actually move a monster? So the monster has this position, so in theory I just have to change the integer. I guess maybe that is all I have to do. Because unlike in chess, I don't have to make sure that the position is clear because monsters can inhabit the same position if they want. I think that, like, if you got a flying monster, it can maybe fly above another one. Okay, so maybe that is all I have to do. So what I need here is the current battle, which I can get from controller. Components get. Oh, it doesn't get it. Map. Actually, is it in the map? Actually, I think it's a game component, so controller.game components. Yeah. So the monster ID is action source monster. To space is action target index. So we'll need to do a lot of checking here to make sure we don't do anything invalid. But I think for now I'll just do it this naive way. So for instance, we need to make sure the monster ID is not outside the bounds, that the monster is alive, that the monster is not benched, and then we also have to make sure the space is valid. So yeah, there's a lot to do here, but I just want to get the bare bones for now. Okay, so that's good. So now we need to do the okay, so the choice executor phase manager. I wonder if I could just kind of take this. So it won't need to know. This is selected action, it would only care about the ordering. Okay, so this will be execution phase. I guess that's not really a choice. Oh, yeah, it is. It's the the actions that the players chose to do, as opposed to the actions that just happen at the end of turn, no matter what. So this is the enumeration. So for now we just need these two because it happens instantaneously, but in the future there's going to be a lot of messages going back and forth for the server that we'll need to wait for. So this is test, execute. So I actually want to make sure it's on the execution phase. I guess I'll change this to choice as well. So we want the command for the action executor. Just getting that code so I don't have to retype it. Oh, hey Storm, no problem. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. A little sleepy, but not too bad. How are you? Okay, so now I'll just call that class. So we actually need to, so we have the ordering. Oh, okay. I think it could be worse, I guess, huh? Oh, you're sleepy too? Well, yeah, it's late for you. Okay, so we got the ordering, and now... That should be good. Oh, except I need to dive in a little more. Yeah, 11:30. Oh, no school tomorrow? Well, that's nice. Alright, and the last thing I need to do back here. Let's create this one more time. Alright. Oops. So this is the same thing as the flow manager did for all the other states. It just waits until the choice executor is complete. Oh, and the schools will be awake can. Oh, no problem, Storm. Oh, Discord. To be honest, I completely forgot. Let me write a note and I'll, maybe we can do it tomorrow. Or if you're, I guess we need to do it probably sometime on stream, because after my stream you'll be tired, and then before my stream I won't be here, so we'll figure something out. But yeah, I'll make an account tonight, so I'll be ready. Or set up my account, I already have one, but... Okay, so after this, we're not going to do anything else for now, so it'll just go back to choice. No problem, Storm. If you don't have school, maybe during my morning we can do it, because I think that'll be like afternoon for you. Okay. So are we done with this? Maybe. Did I create this already? No. Okay. Let's do that. And then new choice execution phase manager. Alright. I'm sure we'll figure something out. Okay, I will. Let me write that down so I'll remember as well. Alright. Okay, so let's just see what happens now. Actually, nothing will probably happen because... Okay, well, I got an error, but this capsule won't update to the new spot. Let's see, what did I do wrong? Okay, that's interesting. After the stream, well, I guess if you're still awake, maybe we can try and do it quickly. Yeah, I guess we'll just see. I'll try to end like right on time, so maybe we'll have... should be fine. Okay, so this was null, but I'm pretty sure maybe I don't set it. Where is it? I've got way too much open. Okay, I don't. It's pretty bad. I guess it didn't really matter until now. Value equals ordering. Okay, now we're in 30 minutes. Yeah, we've only got 30 more minutes on the stream, so okay, I guess we can try and do that. Okay, so Failed to execute. Let's make it 2-string. Oops. It's not gonna be easy, is it? I thought I already had a 2-string. This is good for now. Now I can see exactly what the type is. Oh, so maybe I forgot to set the type when I created it. Oh, I did set to none. Why did I do that? Okay, so now everything is working, but obviously the monster is right here, which we can test because it should let us move here, and it did, but obviously the graphics are not updating yet. Not sure how much trouble I want to put in here because anything I add will definitely not be in the final game, because we're actually going to have to do complicated animations in this game instead of just making the graphics pop over like in the chess game. I wanted to see what it is. 2s. Oh yeah, that was just a test. Okay. I guess just for the sake of clarity right now, I'll make a simple monster mover. Or we can just put it in here. Do a simple message. We probably won't survive until the end of the development, but it's not that difficult to remove it. Oh, I think it's just that. Doesn't know what that this is supposed to be since it's not an existing enumeration. Oh no, there's still some problem. Oh, I bet when I rewrote the message class, they were missing the static creators. Not that that's hard to add back. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten an error yet. What? So just add these down here as well. Okay. Alright, good. It's not complaining anymore. Oh, except I didn't want to put this in this class actually. Should be in here. Oops. Alright. And then I need to go back here and delete this extra reference. And then basically, this right here I call onMonsterMove with the monster ID. Like I said, this probably won't be how we handle it in the final game, but just for now. So we actually don't even keep a list of all the models yet. Oops. Don't want to add, I want to create the list here. And then models, add game object. Where did I set the positions actually? Do I do that somewhere else? Oh no, it's just right here. Okay, so get monster position. Reference to the battle here. What's it complaining? Oh, it doesn't need to be static. Actually, just move this over here. And now all I need to do is say models index transform position equals get monster position index. I think that's all I have to do. Didn't move. Oh, I didn't subscribe. Oh, this is gonna be a bit annoying, but so it's the map controller. And then we need okay, there's no way to get the subcontroller from that. Now we have it. So it's not component keys, it's oops, play comps. Oops, I meant to put a... let's actually do it like this. Dot subscribe. Okay, and then we just pass this on monster move function. Okay, is that all the parentheses I need? I think it's all hooked up. Okay, there we go. So now I can move around and everything looks good. For instance, it won't let me move here because it's not adjacent. Alright. Okay, so what is next? So what else? What other turn phases do we have? So the end of turns, we don't really need to add until maybe we should start thinking about adding in networking. Well, I wanted to get a playable prototype first, but I think if we go too far without networking, I might do a lot of work that I have to change again. Maybe probably a good idea to go ahead and start. But one thing I want to do with this game is for sure have a way to simulate having a second player so I don't have to keep rebuilding the second player and then connecting and everything, because that really what's the word? That really slowed down everything. Okay, so let's see. So one thing about the player is they also will have a type. So the player type is local. Actually, let's put something default first. It's supposed to be an enumeration, and then the local player, and then online player, and then an AI player. not sure exactly how much. Well, ideally the code should try to take this into account as little as possible, but I think it is important that we have this here. Let's see. Just trying to decide what to do next. Okay, let's. We could also start working on selecting like action, or not actions, we already do that. Like the monster abilities and things like that. That does get into the modding system. Okay. No, I think starting with online is probably, or networking is more important. Okay, so the match phase. Initialize. Alright, so it just immediately changes away from the initialize. But probably in the actual game we'd want to connect to the server. Okay. Or not connect to the server, but make sure everybody is ready. Alright, just a sec. It's gotten really hot in my room. I'm gonna turn on a fan. Alright, much better. I'm still here, just had to get up real quick. Alright, so I want the server to be wholly outside of everything else. And even if you had an all local game, you'd probably still well, that is one thing, actually. Because whenever we do a ready check, we'd only need to wait for a ready response from any player. That's not... I mean, that's it. What I'm trying to say, that's an online player. An AI player, it's going to automatically be ready. Yeah, so let's go ahead and figure this out. So yeah, I'll go ahead and make it non-generic, meaning we'll make it like custom made for this initialization phase, just so we know exactly how it works, and then from there I can try to expand it. So we're going to need to be doing these ready checks a lot. Where should I put it actually? Okay, so for every player, so basically, well, for local and online, we wait until they signal they're ready. I mean, local and AI, but online we have to wait for a signal from the server. Well, actually, for online, I mean, for, why do I keep saying that? For AI, we also need to wait for a signal from the server, because if we're not the host, we won't be simulating the AI. So that is a good point. Hey, Storm. Or Ricardo, right? Yeah, I remembered, I think. You could even just have like a field in the player object itself that's Boolean for ready or not. Because I don't think we'll ever have multiple ready checks. Obviously, we'll have to keep on sending messages up to the server like before, but I'm not worrying about that yet.
In a land untouched by time, lives the life that man has forgotten, where the primitive struggle against nature, and danger is the only rule.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
This is the mighty jungle.
So we don't need this class, maybe. What am I looking for? Flow manager. Okay, so here we wouldn't actually go to the choice yet. What I really need to do is wait until I've got a ready check from all players. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I think how I'll do this. This will be, because we'll have multiple different ready checks. Again, I'm trying to. I don't want to make it. Sorry, I'm trying to think about what to do here. Again, I'm trying to make things too generic, but I need to just solve this one specific problem for now. So, all players ready. Do I have the battle? No, I don't.
This is the mighty jungle.
It's actually again a game component. Oh. I don't even know what the global keyword does in C#. Alright, and here we should just not get or register. Alright, so battle players count. So if battle players I, if this is false, then that means that one player is not ready, so return false. Return true. If let's go ahead and do a debug here. So, and again, right immediately we can set some, well, okay, so when do we set this as ready? The local player is ready as soon as everything loads. And then online player, we have to wait for a message from the server. And the AI player, if we're the host, the AI player is ready right away. If we're not the host, we have to wait to receive a message from the server. Okay, so maybe we should actually change. I can already tell that the AI should be separated to the local AI and online AI. Okay. Alright, well it's 6 now, so since I gotta do that Discord setup, I guess we'll stop it here. Yeah, because I need to think about this. I wasn't expecting to finish the monster movement today, so I apologize, I'm not completely prepared, but especially since the weekend was so busy, but anyway. Thanks everybody for watching. Feel free to follow and to know when I go live tomorrow at 5, and I hope to see you then. And yeah, Storm, I guess I'll message you on Twitch and we can set up the Discord, or we can just chat in my channel. That's fine too. And again, I'll see everybody later. Alright, bye bye.